Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, your girl Princess. Thank you all for the likes and comments on my previous video on Asinima Waterfalls. It was such a great experience. It was adventurous, exciting, interesting. But I'm coming again with another content this morning on relationship, and I have here with me a relationship coach. His name is Mr. Kingsley Timbu. He's a Cameroonian. He's not a Ghanaian, guys. No. He's a Cameroonian. So he's here with us to discuss about issues that are involving relationships. So we are going to talk about two topics that are like relationships and all that. So Mr. Kimbi, welcome to this section, and you just proceed. So the first question that I want us to discuss is, does trust, conflict, sex, work and money, growth and spirituality matter in relationship?
Okay, of course. But let's do them one after another. So trust matters. Like trust is at the very foundation of a relationship. Without trust, there's really no relationship. Because the relationships are really about trust. I trust you with my life, and you trust me with your life, in a sense. Okay. The next thing is
conflict.
Conflict. Yes. Now, conflict is, when people think of conflict, it sounds like a bad thing, right? But conflict actually helps to deepen the relationship that you have with someone, because then when you have conflict and you resolve them, your bond is stronger. Okay. But when you have conflicts that are at the foundation of the relationship, it tends to, like when you have too much, is the difference between like a candlelight and a forest fire, so to speak, right? Because then the candlelight is kind of good for the dinner, but when there's fire all over the place and the house is burning down, that's a problem. So conflict can help you build your relationship when you resolve them, but when it's just too much unnecessary, incessant conflict, then there's a problem.
Oh, okay. Next. Okay, the next one is sex and intimacy.
Well, sex and intimacy, I wonder how any relationship would really work without that. But then it depends on the, if we're talking about before marriage, for instance, some people have their own value system, okay, is that they have to wait until after marriage, right? The thing is, one has to look for someone with whom they are compatible in that values, right? Because if your values are different from mine, then it's hard for us to agree on that, right? If there is sex, there is sex. If there isn't, there isn't. But the thing is, the two people have to agree before it can make sense. But then for a marriage, if the sex life has a problem, the marriage has a problem. Like sex.
Why?
Yes. Oh, why? Because then sex is one of the ways that couples express their feelings towards one another, right? So if you are with a man who doesn't think to sleep with you, if you're with a woman who is not aroused when she's around you, there's a problem. Like it doesn't, because that's the whole juice, right?
Yeah, but like there are some people that don't mind, but they're fine.
Well,
what would you say about that?
It has to be mutual. So like, because it's hard, if you have with someone and you're not attracted to them enough to sleep with them, something is not right.
Okay, so what if they're attracted to them?
Yeah, but they don't want sex.
Yes.
Like you marry someone, but you don't want to sleep with the person.
It's possible. You're in the world, straight.
Yeah, no. Well, there are mad people on the streets, so like everything is possible, really. But then it doesn't make it normal. That's the point I'm making. Like if you find any marriage where the man and the woman are in the same room and there is no sex 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, something's wrong. Like, something's wrong.
Okay, all right. So the next one is work and money.
Work and money. Now, this is a very interesting one because let me start with work. So, for the man, he has to work. For the guys, it's not as if the woman should not work. The point I'm making is that the man is the provider, right? So, if he doesn't work and doesn't provide money, it's not going to work out. No matter how fine he is, no matter how, whatever other qualities he has, pink lips, anything else he thinks is important, right?
Yeah.
A man has to work. Now, the woman also can work, it's fine. But the thing is, because a woman's role as a mother requires more man hours than a man's role as a father,
Yeah.
she cannot do the kind of work that takes her away from the children for too long.
Yeah.
Right? When she does, the children will suffer. She too will suffer because there's some guilt that women feel when they are away from their kids for long. Right? So as much as a woman is okay to work, but the work has to be such that it gives her ample time to look after her family, so she doesn't have too much to juggle, right? I think that's it with work. Now with money, money makes the world go round in a sense. Well, people say love makes the world go round, so let it not seem like I'm bringing a new. But the idea is that nothing would really work without money, right? Because we need money to pay the bills, pay the children's school fees, to feed. So like there has to be some money. But it's not like $1 million kind of money, right? It's that you're able to meet your needs, your basic needs. And one thing about money I want to stress is that some couples suffer because they live above their means. So they make good money, but they place themselves on a level where they cannot sustain. Your kids are in schools, you cannot pay, really. You live in a house you cannot really afford. You buy things you don't need with money you don't have to impress people you don't like. You know, so it's not a very good way to live, right? So money is important, but we must cut our coat according to our cloth, if you will.
Okay, yeah, right. So the last one is growth and spirituality.
Growth and spirituality. Again, it depends now on the couple, right? Like what their own idea about spirituality is. And that's why most religions advise you to marry within your religion. So if you're a Christian, you're advised to marry another Christian. If you're a Muslim, you're advised to marry another Muslim. Why? So that you can have compatible values, right? Even when you are a Christian and you are a Catholic, you are advised to marry another Catholic. Because if you marry somebody who is like a Pentecostal, it's not like it's a bad thing. The thing is, it's possible that your value system might have problems, right? And then there might also be the trouble of when you have children, who will they follow to church? Is it you, the woman, or it's the man? Like these are things that can create confusion.
Yeah, but what if they fall in love? So let's say a Christian falls in love with a Muslim, or a Christian falls in love with a Buddhist, or vice versa. What are you going to say about that?
Okay, well, love is a good thing, right? And then there's a sense in which love kind of conquers all, if you will. But they have to think about these things I'm telling you now, like the values. They have to ask themselves, so what will happen when we have children? Is it that they will come with me to the mosque, or they will go with you to church? Now, also, whose own values are we going to use like our kind of formula for the marriage, right? So, because there are some things that Islam says that maybe Christianity may disagree with in some way, like you can marry more than one wife in Islam. But as Christians, we are advised to marry one wife. Now, so how is all of that going to work? So they have to talk about the things. It's not like it's bad. A Christian can marry a Buddhist, but the thing is, you have to discuss the issues so that it doesn't seem like you are surprised now when troubles begin to emanate. You have to think about the future, how you're going to handle the things. If they're honest with each other, then it's not so much of a problem, really.
Okay. The second question is, Mr. Kimbi, if you love someone, is unfaithfulness or cheating something that cannot be forgiven?
There is hardly anything that cannot be forgiven, really. As a Christian myself, if I say people should not forgive, do not sound right. But the problem usually is that people do not forgive, especially men, right? Because men are territorial. So when you take their woman, it's like you have infringed on their territory in a sense. So when they forgive, like they just give the woman hell in a sense, right? So most of the times it's better for them to just let her go so that everybody can have some peace. Now for the women, sometimes they forgive because, well, women have the capacity, because men can have multiple women and they can live together. But it's usually difficult for a man to have multiple men, you know, and then they would live together. As I said, men are more territorial than women, so that's why. But at the end of the day, because a woman needs a motivation to sleep with a man,
Okay.
whenever she does sleep with another man outside of her man, then he feels like she has taken her loyalty to that man.
Okay.
So that's the problem.
Alright.
And then when a man does the same, the woman too might feel that way. But the difference is that the woman has to ask herself, what have you lost, right? Is the man still taking care of business? Is he still paying the bills, taking care of the kids, being a good father?
Okay.
Is there a problem with that, or it's just that there's some other girl somewhere? So it's good to know what you have to lose before you think about leaving or something. But I think forgiveness is a good thing.
Okay.
If you can actually forget, right? And forget doesn't mean that you lose your memory. It's that if you forgive, you don't bring up the issues repeatedly. Whenever there's something, you say, oh, 20 years ago you cheated on me. So if you know you cannot forgive, then don't forgive. If you can, well, praise God.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Okay, so that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, please, I hope the questions Love Doctor that we spoke about today, I hope he has answered you guys. If you have any question, just comment in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please, I need 1K subscribers. And thank you all so much, and I'm grateful to you all. So watch out for an upcoming contest from me. Bye.